5 smart phrases that make you sound wise. Not angry. Why wise people never sound angry. Most people believe anger makes their message stronger. But in reality, anger weakens how others perceive you. When emotions take control, logic disappears and respect quietly leaves the room. Wise people understand that the goal of communication is not to release emotion, but to influence outcomes. This video is about mastering that difference. The phrases you are about to hear are not aggressive, defensive, or emotional. They are calm, controlled, and powerful. When used correctly, they change how people see you from reactive and emotional to thoughtful, mature, and wise. Wisdom is not loud, and it never needs to prove itself. It simply speaks, and others listen. 1. Let me think about that for a moment. This phrase is one of the strongest tools a wise person can use because it immediately slows down emotional momentum. Anger thrives on speed. The faster a conversation moves, the more likely emotions will take over. By calmly saying, "Let me think about that for a moment," you create space between stimulus and response. That space is where wisdom lives. This phrase communicates self-control, confidence, and emotional intelligence. It tells the other person that you are not reacting impulsively and that your words will be intentional. In tense conversations, this pause often makes the other person reconsider their own tone, because calm energy is contagious. Wise people understand that the person who controls the pace of the conversation controls the outcome. And this phrase gives you that control without sounding defensive or weak. 2. I see your point. Many people avoid this phrase because they believe it means agreement or surrender. But wisdom knows the difference between understanding and submission. Saying, "I see your point," does not mean you are wrong or the other person is right. It simply means you are capable of seeing beyond your own emotions. This phrase lowers emotional defenses almost instantly, because most anger comes from feeling ignored or misunderstood. When someone feels heard, their need to fight decreases. This phrase positions you as emotionally mature and secure, someone who does not feel threatened by different perspectives. Wise people listen not to respond, but to understand, and this sentence quietly signals that level of depth and confidence. 3. That's one way to look at it. This phrase allows you to disagree without creating conflict, which is a rare and valuable skill. Instead of directly challenging someone's opinion, this sentence acknowledges their perspective while leaving room for alternatives. It prevents arguments from escalating because it removes the need to prove who is right and who is wrong. When spoken calmly, it subtly communicates that you are not emotionally attached to winning the conversation. Wise people do not argue for validation. They observe, reflect, and choose when silence is more powerful than correction. This phrase keeps your dignity intact and often makes the other person feel less confident in pushing further, simply because you are not emotionally engaging in the battle they expected. 4. I'm not upset. I'm just being honest. This phrase is powerful because it separates emotion from intention. Often, when you speak truthfully, people assume you are angry simply because the message is uncomfortable. By calmly stating, "I'm not upset, I'm just being honest," you reset the emotional tone of the conversation. It shows self-awareness and emotional clarity, two traits strongly associated with wisdom. This phrase reassures others that your words are not driven by frustration, but by clarity. Wise people do not deny emotions, but they also do not allow emotions to hijack their message. This sentence helps maintain respect while still allowing you to express difficult truths without sounding hostile or aggressive. 5. Let's focus on what actually matters. This is a leadership-level phrase that instantly redirects emotional chaos into clarity. When conversations become heated, people often get lost in side issues, personal attacks, or past mistakes. By saying, "Let's focus on what actually matters," you bring the discussion back to purpose and solutions. This phrase communicates authority without aggression and maturity without arrogance. It signals that you are not interested in emotional drama, only meaningful outcomes. Wise people understand that not every point deserves attention, and not every emotion deserves energy. This sentence positions you as someone who thinks long-term and acts with intention, which naturally commands respect. Why calm words create lasting respect. Anger may feel powerful in the moment, but wisdom creates influence that lasts. The phrases you've learned in this video are not meant to dominate conversations. They are meant to elevate them. Over time, using these phrases consistently will change how people respond to you. They will think twice before provoking you, speak more carefully around you, and listen more closely when you talk. Calm communication is not weakness, it is discipline. And discipline is one of the clearest signs of wisdom. When you choose words that reflect control instead of emotion, you don't just sound wise, you become someone others naturally respect.